turned into tongue. I'm around death. I ain't on par with these fake rappers. I'm a cancer to niggas on stage for the pictures and sound checks. Eight of the baddest apple blades in the tabernacle. Had to ask you, not a question. Put dents in your Adam's apple. Add a tackle. Plus the force of the rock and the baddest grapple. Had them baffled with the aura of Jesus when at the chapel. You don't know pain, no fear, dope game, no tears, cocaine, Rogaine. Nigga, we just tryna grow here. Yeah, I'm as cold as Alaska. You don't wanna go there. And oh yeah, you fucking with us, you ain't got no crib.
Hoes think I'm like Manute Bowl in the paint. I'm too cool. I shoot you while holding my drink. Expose what you ain't. Fuck your bank rolls. Put you in a wheelchair. You have to roll to the bank.
What it do, G?
Rolls in the ranks. Why you act funny with your bros, but to them hoes you a saint. So I'ma put holes in your tank. Nigga, I'm institutionalized. I came home with a shank. You're not gangster. You just act dangerous. And you hold some Craigslist and back pages. I stack paper. You sack chasing. I put your family inside a bag like they potato sack racing. I hopped out the coop with bitches. Got two hoes splitting my pole. And no, I'm not superstitious. I'm swimming in a pool of riches.
Check 222.
Forever. And my shooters stick together like a school of fishes.
Born a hunt when I wanna eat dinner. With a gun, my pointer finger making love to the trigger. Yeah, deep thinker. I ain't learned these skills at Harvard. Born a legend, hip hop birthed me. I'm
check.
daughter. Niggas think they free cause they engaged by the wrist. Fuck the amount of money you made if you ain't making no sense. All that frontin' only made you a bitch. And all that testing the waters only made you a fish. I could smell when a Judas near. That's when I shoot the clear. Got it out the mud, I used the stairs. I had a student here being natural. I made it cool to wear to how they do their hair, yeah. Look, shape of the queen, the truth is here. You still broke? Cause you niggas like to talk more than listen. Wasting time and talent, it's gonna cost more to spend it. I think different. I want my money to come legit, 99 problems. I'm trying to get to that 1%. Mine like a Ruby, spent time as a student, just providing the blueprint, motivation to inspire the new kids. I had the touch of a Midas with music. My time is elusive. I spend my free time sipping wine at a roof, Chris. Start my career when I moved to the falls. And never stack your money with no plans of losing it all. Getting rich without school or a job. Jewels in the hands of a fool get wasted cause they using them wrong.
Get the fuck off that punk smooth shit, man.
Oh, that was the end of the tape, huh? Let's go back up, chill.
Okay. Fleeing Miss Nor, yeah, you see the big cars. We never thought this rap would ever lead us this far. Spitting truth on the beat for the youth in the street. Went from bikes all my life, now it's coupes and the Jeeps. Trust in the laws, we done snuck that across. If you run up with your gun up, we gon' bust back, of course. Got sis on the shit, hot wrist full of chips. Try to line up for the shine up and got blitzed on the strip. Before the needle in the wax, I put the heater to your hat. Them niggas made it out the hood, try to leave us in the trap. Lord Mama, still I'm paying homage to the forefathers. Ball harder, homie, when they catch us, it's a law problem. It's snakes on the plane, and it's jinx on the train. Squeeze the missile out the pistol, go straight to your brain. It's the newest and the hardest. We chewing up the charges, and we popping back at Popo if they use us for a target.
Never chill on the weekend. The sun don't chill. Never chill on the weekend. The sun don't chill. Never chill on the weekend. The sun don't chill. Sun don't chill.
Look, I was new, didn't look smart. I'm the villain to a hero, pain ruin my good heart. They pay attention to your wins, but loses the good part. Gave you a chapter out of my life and my jewels is a bookmark. I hate interviews, I hate all these questions, bitch, I'm private. Life's a hard pill to swallow, shit threw me off my diet. I don't see a long future for niggas, bitch, I'm psychic. They on top, but on their way to the bottom, they skydiving. Somewhere eating healthy, trying to watch these calories. Where the hustlers run the town, they put the cops on salary. I've seen real money, not what y'all think is salaries. You rock fake jewels, it's looking like your watch need batteries. Support never come from the ones that you really wanted from. I saw love different when I seen where the hate was coming from. Had a talent, but couldn't see the cash from it. Awake, but was still chasing dreams. That's sleep paralysis.
Never chill on the weekend, the sun don't chill. Never chill, never chill on the weekend, the sun don't chill. Never chill, never chill on the weekend, the sun don't chill. Sun don't chill.
Y'all hype, I feel like they don't rap that nice. Trash back rhymes, nah nigga, pass that mic. And if you clap once at me, then I'ma clap back twice. And watch your body on the news as I relax at night. In times of struggle, had nowhere to turn, that's when I miss my dad. Sometimes I grieve the parent that I wish I had. Got it on my own, I got it slow, then I flipped it fast. My aura hard to read, like it's chicken scratched, I'm better with skills. My people fed up for real. History of a system that left us set up and killed. They wanna see us fail, it never was fair. Blacks on one side and whites on the
Air
other.
Jordan, what's good, Brody?
Always knew
About to get this podcast popping, GemCast type shit.
I ran up and checked it till the sweat poured off. I like to eat at restaurants where they cook the food in front of you. I'm sipping wine, telling the chef more salt. Yeah, you see a check, he was risking his safety. Do drug numbers like Mike CDs did in the 80s. I told my man I need a ring before I give him a baby. One regret, I got money and started spending it crazy. Damn, the power of moving silent and keeping a secret. Cause even the quiet dummy could sing like a genius. I've been talented since my birth, I was deep as a fetus. I was powerful with my words, could turn demons to Jesus.
I'm out there, slinging my back, kiddo. Soon to get a black pencil with the intent lit on. I'm out. I'm out there, slinging my back, kiddo. Soon to get a black pencil with the intent lit on. I'm out there, slinging my back, kiddo. Soon to get a black pencil with the intent lit on.
Yes, sir. Mike
Real
Ward.
Lord. That's the loudest we ever heard Nature on this show.
Mike working.
Love to see it.
Sweezo, what it do?
Life, what's good?
Send the link out, let them know. We lit, we live.
GemCast, baby.
Appreciate you, DT.
Like children who color, I paint scriptures and idle minds. Repent to recover. She
Nah, I
spent,
definitely
I
appreciate
say a
that,
lot
bro. I
of
just
time
think,
to
yeah,
prove she was
appreciate
others so much truth as they idolize.
I'ma link you with
But
everything when we get off this podcast. I'ma link you with everything.
I say, fuck it a lot of times. They
Tell
use you
Keisha,
to
thank
cash,
you.
but
We
that's
really
soon to be
appreciate it.
compromised. Cause if you possess even a share of your profit rise, I say I'm the best, but they stand it like I'm a lie. Don't shoot for the chest. They Adam's apple get caramelized. And I should confess I got them back, but that's karma crimes. If not for the check, then I'll be back with your mama crying. It's all for respect, bitch. I'm that bitch proving a necklace checklist. In 06 moved in a Lexus. Next is Kid. Got way more hits than a set list. Love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Talk to me, please. Yo, it's more power when you're silent with your movements. Fuck the
First of all, we live.
Guidance and influence. My soldiers carry long sticks, remind me of a pool.
First of all, we live.
Those sticks I carry shit remind me of a toothpick. Talk is cheap, what was taught to me, you either starve or eat. You can see the scars, but the pain is always hard to see. I did favors for niggas and never charged a fee, but now these niggas
First of all, we live.
There we go. Now that sounds
Watch how
good.
niggas treat me when
Let's
they
get right
thought
to
that
it, brother.
I needed them. Niggas got ungrateful when my hard work was feeding and talking big money shit, cause he thought it was free for.
Oh, they going crazy. Welcome. This is the GemCast, episode 3.
Trace.
I'm Capo. To the right of me is my brother from another, the good man, Nature Boy. What's good, brother?
What it do?
I forgot another title for him, the Loading Legend.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, Loading Legend. Is in the building. It's been a minute, man. We haven't had a GemCast. I think we didn't do one all of January. I think the last one was in December, right?
December, right before the biggest.
Right? So we then took 2 months off that we thought were going to be quiet, and it hasn't been. So we wanted to catch everybody up on what's been going, what's coming up, and everything in between, man. It's a lot to talk about. I think we should start at the biggest, though. What do you think?
We should absolutely start.
We should start at the biggest. So the biggest, if you weren't aware, that popped off December 17th at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland. It was Open Gym and Live Nation Presents. We sold over 900 tickets to watch and support independent artists. No headliner involved. Ran the show with extreme professionalism. I was proud of the team that day. But I really want to hear from you, bro, because, you know, we talk a lot, but we don't often live in the moment just because we got so much going on. So, like, now that you got some hindsight on that date, let's talk about it, bro. Like, how do you feel?
I mean, I feel like mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to do it big. We called it the biggest, and I just feel like, yeah, that was at that time, that was the biggest open gym ever. It was a great night, man. It was just, I was happy for a lot of artists that really stepped up to the plate, really knew what the moment was about, and really gave it their all. You know what I'm saying? It was a situation where, like, to get signed up, you had to get a ticket. You had to show a commitment. You know what I'm saying? So you had to get a ticket first. Then, you know, you could get your ticket, text it to us, and then your name was in there. You were in the lottery, per se. And this is one of the things.
The drawing.
Yeah, the drawing. But once you texted that, we asked you if you wanted the opportunity to basically get your name in the drawing for more chances for you to get on stage.
Right.
And instead of asking you to buy more tickets yourself, we said get your following, get your fan base, get the people that you, the people you feel like you could.
To your show.
Yeah, exactly. Go to them, have them get a ticket, because the idea is for people to come enjoy the whole event. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Open Gym has more to offer than just a stage for you to get on. I feel like it's an environment where you could grow in with different people and grow yourself on all spectrums, not just on the stage, not just musically, but like socially, spiritually. There's a lot of different types of currency in the room to help your growth. And, you know, we wanted people to be able to reach out to people and tell them that. So whether you reached out to people and told them, hey, I want you to come to my show, I get more of a chance to perform on stage if you come, and that was enough, or it's like, hey, Open Gym is dope. I've been going. I'd really like you to come out and experience it. If you do decide to come, grab a ticket, text this number with your confirmation, 100%. And it puts my name in there for a chance for me to perform. We had lock-in numbers. Those numbers were 30 and 50. So out of 1,200 people, if you can bring 30 people to come watch you, you deserve a guaranteed spot on stage. You know what I'm saying? If you brought 50 people out, you deserve longer on stage.
Because there's 50 people here that want to see that.
Right. So you should definitely get enough time to do a couple songs on stage at open mic. So that's how we did it. That's how we set it up. It went well. People really bought into it. And it was just great all around. Like, aside from us, the numbers of people that were there and us being at the Fillmore, even the employees, the security, the production team, the light man, the bartender, everybody enjoyed seeing independent music with that type of presentation. And y'all got to understand that. We get presented in a lot of ways that are, you know, Yeah, it
Less
just
than.
it doesn't do anything for us to prosper. You know what I'm saying? And seeing independent music never heard before by people, artists that nobody knows about, seeing them in them type of spaces did a lot for just how people look at being an independent artist.
Yes.
And they had a show to kind of compare it to because there was a show maybe a week before ours where it was only featuring up and coming artists. It was a competition,
100%.
and a lot of them worked there too. So they had something to go off of, and they kept it a buck with me. They was like, when we saw it was another like independent artist situation, we weren't that happy about it. We were kind of all like dreading coming to work. Some of us even might have wanted to call off, but
That's what we do.
they said we glad we came. So I just want people to understand the magnitude of just that night. Aside from getting on stage under those great lights on that great sound system in front of your people, looking like a star, we made a statement as a community that we deserve to be in these spaces. We deserve to get chances, and since then, we've gotten a couple more chances.
Yeah, and I just want to harp on something because it's something that I learned from you, that I think I know I personally exhibited that night. I know you did it, but I think more and more of the people around us and the team is starting to understand it, and so it's really important for me when we walk in the venue before the doors open, before the show is started, before sound check even happens, before there's a peep of noise in here. Every person I see in here, I'm going to say hello. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to ask what they do. I'm going to tell them what I do. And just let's get that first barrier to us working together out of there, right? Because most teams you see, you go to work every day with the same people. And so you know how Charlie going to be and how Jerry going to be and how Keisha going to be. We walk in with a team of people we know, and then we have to work well with the team of people we don't. Every time. And so anything we can do to break down that barrier is important. And that was something that as a youngin', as a promoter, I didn't necessarily take to, right? I felt like I paid whatever it cost to get the building. Y'all work for me now, do what I'm asking you to do. And they will, but there's a difference in that humility.
Right. It's working for you because I'm getting paid to be here tonight, and it's working for you because I want your night to go well.
Because I'm enjoying.
I enjoy your frequency. I enjoyed your attitude, and now I want to do the best job I can because we know it's levels at work. You can come in there and get enough done and not get fired, or you can come in there and do your work to the highest of your ability, and that's what we get from people when we step out into these spaces because of the way we behave, and the way we interact with people. So that night was just huge on a lot of different spaces. Like, it definitely, coming out of the pandemic, I've probably, before the pandemic, I worked with Live Nation a lot. Like, over, I want to say over 25, 30 shows with them.
For sure.
That
might be like, you might be shortchanging
myself. But pandemic hit, before the biggest open gym ever, maybe 2 shows, all last minute and all a year from the biggest open gym. So since then, we've done Division,
Bone Thugs,
Jizzle. Jizzle wasn't Live Nation, but we've been in.
And if we count yesterday,
what happened yesterday?
1,000 Band.
Oh, 1,000 Band. Yeah, so like since then we've had more opportunities, and then I know y'all just saw. Well, if you did see, we're gonna be a part of our first festival as Open Gym USA. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely comes from all the work we've been able to show. Like, working with our organization is not only advantageous for the parties involved, for them, because we're gonna bring appeal, we're gonna bring engagement, and we're gonna come kill the stage. It is what it is.
Yes, I want to add one other thing.
Yeah,
we actually come with systems and technology, and I think that's a relief for a lot of these bigger entities when we enter. Once they see, oh, it's digital, it's this, it's that. Like some of our back end stuff that like we don't have to like promote here, but some of our systems internally also make it so that it's easy for venues that are used to one person, 2,000 people sell it out situations. There's always going to be more moving parts to our thing, regardless of who the team is. The team could be 5 people, it could be 10 people. There's still 30 or 40 artists that we're trying to get on the stage.
Right. So yeah, like we're organized. We have a system, and we work very hard, show by show, day by day, to tighten up on that and present ourselves in the best way and execute in the best way. So it was just lit, man. Like it really did what we needed it to do. And it brought a lot of attention to us. Some good attention, some not so wanted attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But nonetheless, it brought more attention to the platform and what we're doing. So whether you were with us before then and seen us grow to a point like, oh, they got to the Fillmore, they doing something with Live Nation, that's huge. That means something. Like they're growing. Or you just happen to stumble on this, like, oh, that's Open Gym, Live Nation. How can I be a part of it? You know what I'm saying?
Because both happened.
Both happened, and they, they're both telling. You know what I'm saying? Like they both say something, and what that is. So, there's a lot of different energy thrown at us. There was a lot of things going on. Like it was really us exploring the Tab 7 technology and having a text hotline go crazy
all day,
morning to night, all day, every day, all types of different energy. Like
we had to learn a whole lot of self-control.
It was so many layers to like the biggest Open Gym ever that helped us grow as a company, as people, definitely as an individual. It helped me learn to just, some things I just don't need to look at, So I let, you trust your table. We trust the table because of that night. Because I don't look at our text messages much anymore after that experience because of it was just a lot, and I'm so connected to what's going on emotionally that sometimes it would just be a lot for me to handle. So I definitely just had a great time there. I released the album that day. That was dope. It was, huh?
That ended.
Oh, all right. So yeah, it was just a good time, man.
No, it was. I was really proud of not just the people behind the scenes that made that thing run, but also the community as a whole, how we showed up, how we conducted ourselves professionally, from the artists, even to the fans that were there. We didn't have no riffraff. Nobody had to get escorted out the venue. There was none of that other stuff that, like, we work in venues. We see at a lot of shows. Everybody was on their P's and Q's and came to make sure the job was done correctly. And that means more to me than, selling a joint out or anything like that. Like the fact that we showed up and showed who we were appropriately at that scale has allowed us to open more doors.
Absolutely. And that was the biggest thing about it, man. It's like it was definitely just a milestone for us, and it felt good to get that accomplished, and then kind of have that in the big celebration of 5 years with the tour and with different little activations we were doing, and go into the new year, and then we were right back at Songbird in January. Right back to the things that got us where we are. We were right back, and then we were going into a new chapter because we fully took on the lottery system, the drawing system, and it definitely, it made some people happy and it made some people unhappy. I definitely been getting DMs and different stuff like that about, people who came to Open Gym, didn't get to get on stage, came to the biggest open gym ever, didn't get their name called. And you know, that's just kind of like, that's the risk you take when you trying something new. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the drawing system used a lot in open mics everywhere I've gone. But for 5 years straight, it was first come, first serve for us. So
For sure.
we definitely understand where, like,
Shell shock.
that's going to rub some people the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? But for us, it's like, you know, we're giving you a choice. You can come to the event knowing that you may not get on stage, but it's still an event. It's still an experience. It's still something to gain from the space. And that's what we really trying to, like, stress with making that change. You know what I'm saying? And I think for us on our side, we're kind of over just being a stage for people to come perform at without really investing any energy into us as an ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? The whole community. We're past just it. We feel like right now in 2023, there's plenty of spaces to go to and get a guaranteed stage. Not like open gym, but you could go out here to these different places, sign up, get on a show, do 2 or 3 songs. There's so many spaces you could go do that in that we don't have to add to that. You know what I'm saying? We want to be more of a space people come to because they want to be in the room. They want to talk to the people that's there. They want to see the performances on stage. And we almost want the performance to be the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? Because there's way more to this than just performing well. Yeah. Are you an asshole? You know what I'm saying? That's such a big thing to me. Like, I don't like
assholes.
Yeah, I don't like assholes. You know what I'm saying? And some people might argue I'm an asshole. Cool.
I was about to say that's funny coming from me.
Yeah, it's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Some people like, yo, I don't like nature, you're an asshole. That's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Don't bother me.
But like, you know, I don't want to work with people who don't care about the things that I do when it comes to this art. And I don't mind you being not there with me at first, because there's a lot of people like that rubbed me the wrong way when I first met them. And now I love them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about that 1 or 2 times for
sure.
You know what I'm saying? And there's some people I love when I first met them that I can't stand them now. I don't like them anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely people that, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Had to grow on me.
But like, that's why it's important you come to the space. And now with these opportunities coming around, it's a little, you know, it's definitely not a situation where you're just gonna hit us up and get on what you see. Like, I'm an artist myself, and I work hard for everything, bro. Like, I work very hard.
That's 100.
To get in the spaces, to work on the relationships. I worked hard at this relationship. I worked hard on my relationship with Live Nation. I've worked hard on me and my sisters relate. Like, I fully indulge.
You invest in relationships in an era where relationships are disposable.
I invest in relationships the most. Yeah. Relationships are the most important thing to me, other than what you can do for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I head this platform, because there's a team of us. But like, I'm really big on that, and I let people know, you know, there's a lot of times like I'm the one who check the DMs, and I get a lot of those DMs are like, hey, they shoot us the post. Saw this was coming up. How do I get to be a part of this? And like, to me, it's a little bit like obvious, right?
Because the answers be right there.
Right. We update our website every day. We post every day. And our posts are always informal for the most part. We rarely just post some content to post it, even though we try and get better at that. But like, most of the time, our posts are informing you of something. So for the people that are like, oh, I don't be on IG every day, cool. We got text messaging. And we have a site that gets updated, if not every day, every other day, for something.
I would know.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact of the matter is, there's more than enough opportunity for you to do the research, for you to go on the website and see what the schedule is. That's the question I get the most. When's the next open mic? Go to the website. Join the text group.
Yo,
check the pin post. We got pin posts now on IG. The very thing you're DMing me on, you could go look yourself
on this platform. The answer's there.
So,
but I'm gonna say this too, because I love what you're saying. I also want to say this: the people that are committed to the text messaging, the email, those other means of communication that have joined what we call the Gem Club, are gonna start getting the information sooner than the IG population. For those of you who trust these social media platforms to run your entire business, I commend you, but I cannot participate. And so we're going to make sure that our end of things is shored up as far as our connectivity with our community and our ability to serve the community what it needs and what it's looking for, right? And so we're going to give that opportunity to the people that are participating the most first. That just makes sense.
It's like the algorithm.
Just,
you know what I'm saying?
Simple.
It's really about this, right? Like, the people that engage with what we're doing and make it a thing to check the posts and check and see what's going on are the ones who we're going to feel the most comfortable with in these situations. See, because I invest in relationships so much, I don't feel comfortable. It's not that I'm a plug holder or like a gatekeeper or none of that.
But
like,
your name is attached
to
that.
But my name's attached to something. So, like, if my name's attached to somebody, no, I'm not just going to hand it over because they going to look at me like, yo, why would you just give this person my contact? Or why would you give this person access to me? You know what I'm saying? And that kills your name. So, like, I'm very much like that when it comes to, like, hey, we have an opening. We have, you know, we doing openers or whatever. We want Open Gym to open. And it comes time to, like, well, who am I taking with me? I'm not just looking at the fact that you have fire music.
Or the fact that you had somebody spam us.
I'm not looking at none of that. I'm not, your numbers online. Most of the time when I get somebody to tag you and post, it's so that we have so much engagement that we remember to go look at what's going on. And the fact of the matter is if I only have an IG page and some links to go off of, and I've never met you at an event, or we've never seen you on our stages, or we don't even see your name when comments or likes, because I watch all of this. I watch everything. I'm very much in tune with what's going on. So, like, I know when a stranger's approaching, I know this. And I'm not sitting up here saying that you got to come to every open gym, or you got to like every post, or you got to be a part of every. No, there's people who are very, sporadic?
Yeah, sporadic. That's a good word.
Sporadic with their engagement. It's cool, but, like, I'm just saying, if I can't feel your presence, and even a little bit, and you want to do something very heavy when it comes to what we're doing, I'm not gonna be okay with that.
Yo, it's never the sporadic cat that's asking for, like, can I open the gym? The sporadic cat is asking, can I headline the Fillmore?
Right.
And it's like, bro.
Right.
Or sis, how could we do that?
Right. And it's like, yo, like, all I'm supposed to just go off of an IG page. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I watch everything because I'm a people person. So I'm breaking everything down. I'm looking at if you even said hello. You're talking to me like you know me. Hey, bro. Hey, yo. Or whatever. So you feel comfortable enough to talk to me like you know me. You're not even greeting me.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're talking to, you've never talked to me before in your life. Yo, what's up? I'm trying to get on this. Yo, what's the deal with this?
How are you?
Like, yeah, like, yo, what's up? Let me acknowledge first what y'all doing, what y'all have done. I'm going to show you that I've done a little research on y'all. I know your next event's coming up here.
It's kind of a job interview. Like, you don't go to the job interview and not know nothing about the company. You could, but it might not work out.
Maybe, but I'm speaking more just personally. Like I'm not just going to walk up to somebody on the street, you know, and be like, hey, let me borrow your car. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me borrow your car
That's
to go
insanity.
up the street. Yo, go get me a soda from in your house.
That's the nigga that be like, can I make a phone call on your phone?
Yeah.
Nah, because you got to hold my phone to do it.
Right.
I don't know you like that.
That's how it feels when you come up for an opportunity that we work very hard to get, for a position we work very hard to get. When you just think you can DM us for that, like just, oh, let me get that. It's not gonna happen. And I'm an artist. So I have so much grace for artists. I get it, yo. I really do get where y'all come from. A lot of it just come from being green when it come to etiquette.
Nah, I'm gonna give you some praise on that, right? Because when niggas hit the DMs and they bugging, once the initial shock of like, why did they come here this way? You are far better at then breaking them down, like not in a bad way, but breaking down what they're saying, what they're asking for, and then providing some guidance and some light. Not necessarily the opportunity, but just being like, yo, listen, I'm not about to do that for you, but this is why. You came at me this way. At this point, I still don't even know your name other than the fact that your Instagram name is above this conversation. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you give them all the gems of how to engage.
I'm gonna let you know about yourself, but I'm gonna give you some insight. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I understand. I do. I'm not sitting up on some hill like I always had etiquette or I always knew the right things to do. I made mistakes. I crashed out. I've done, like, people know me. People that know me know I've crashed out. I've said the wrong things. I've not gone things. So, like, I get it. But that's because I'm understanding. Other people you deal with are not going to get it or be understanding about it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to charge that to your character, and you're done.
Finn.
You're done. There's so many people, like I said, that's around now that have rubbed me the wrong way, and now I love them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like that with people. I'm graceful with people. Like, it's cool. Like, I get it. But, you know, it kind of, the human side of me is hard to accept sometimes that, like, after we work hard day in and day out, put on events month after month, do things like 2 reviews, do things like educate, do EPKs for the low
We
stuff.
got
Like,
more education
it's so much we do to enrich this environment just for somebody to come through and be like, oh, I see y'all got Fillmore coming up.
Y'all niggas are making this much money. Like, come on.
That, or to just be like, think like, I'm just gonna pop in today and I'm just gonna get me a Fillmore show. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna be the star.
It's insulting.
It is.
It's selfish, and it's like anything you do. I don't care if you go to school for a degree. I don't care if you are learning a new language. You have to invest time and energy and money sometimes into the things you want to do. So the fact that you don't want to do none of that, because all I say is like, yo, people like, how I get involved? Somebody just asked me yesterday, how I get involved? How do I get some of these shows?
Pop out.
Come to the things we're doing.
Pop out.
How do you even know you want to be a part of any of this? You might come out, and it's people that have come to Open Gym, heard the hype, come out, and I never seen them again, probably because it just didn't serve them in the way that they thought. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But just wanting to pick from the fruit without going through the growing
Not just
seasons.
pick, but like pick the best parts.
Yeah, pick the best fruit. Like, come on. And you got people that's been around at every Open Gym and everything, and they haven't gotten any of that. And it's because of whatever the reason might be. It just might not be their time yet. Like, I always use Sweezo as an example. Like, Sweezo, like I said, he's lit on his own. He's got his own following. But he buys into the system that we have at Open Gym. He comes to the open mics. He don't always have to perform. He comes, he be in the crowd. He networks with people. He does videos with people. He put other people on to get services done and all of that. My man was the first person to put out there and start promoting the biggest Open Gym ever.
100%.
Even though, just to be real, I would have put him on stage anyway.
Yeah, I think we both.
I would have put him on stage anyway.
Sweezo's done the work.
For the show. He done the work.
And he's a good show.
But
It's
it
not
was
like a bullshit show either.
It was important for him and Trini.
They felt that way.
And they didn't come buying tickets up. They both got 50 tickets apiece to be on that stage.
Sweezo called me the day we dropped the announcement and said, "Bro, and y'all, if anybody in the comments that know Sweezo, y'all know the Sweezo way." He was like, "Bro, we're gonna do it." And I was like, "Fucking do it." And he was like, "All right," and that was it. And then he just went to work, and it added up, and it did what it was supposed to do.
And now you just saying them sell out their own show.
Yes, you did.
This past Monday
Spanky.
on their own.
Spanky.
Put on a great show. Have 2 hours to present themselves to their fan base. Then he just got a call from Union Stage to do a show for that. Like, we're showing people that working with us, you could go to other places in other ways. If you want to do it on your own, that's fine. Because there's people out here that don't deal with open gym, never have, never will, and they have motion. Absolutely. I'm not sitting up here saying we the end all be all. What I'm saying is, if you want some of those opportunities from us, you gotta come get with us. You want us to fuck with you. You gotta fuck with us.
Yeah, I'm not, and I know he not putting either of our names or the name that we take even more near and dear to our heart, Open Gym, on something we can't stamp, and we can't stamp without engagement.
That's it.
Like, how would we?
That's it.
How could we? You know what I'm saying? So I want to shift from kind of the hectic nature of booking a show that big,
right,
and talk about some of these openings, the wins in them, how those wins occur, what being set up to win on an opening looks like, all of those things.
Yeah.
Because not only did you provide some openings in the last 2 months or so, but you've also received an opening slot and properly took advantage of the situation, right? So I want to talk about that because that's something that's always been big to me, right? Since I got in this game of curating and throwing shows and how I met you and all of those things, I've always wanted people to be set up to win when the moment comes. Because, like, for me, before I even got into the music world heavy, I was in the fashion world, right? Sneakers and clothes and all of that. And I watched brands from here or elsewhere that I knew somebody involved, and I watched them get the opportunity with a Karma Loop or a bigger distributor, and they weren't always ready when that happened, right? And then I've seen brands that were, and then they're gone, right? So I think the getting an opening slot is very similar in that if you're set up to win at that scale, you will. But if you're not, it's going to send you back to the drawing board, and that's the point where I see people either give up or floor it.
Right.
So I just want to hear that from your perspective because you're on not only the helping with, like, who should get this opportunity side of things when we get the call, but also you did it independently when you got the call for you to come out and open.
Yeah, so the division situation, right? Excuse me. And this is just complete insight for people who don't know. I think it was a Friday. I got the call at 3 p.m.
It was a little earlier than that.
Okay, so maybe like 2 p.m. It was earlier in the day.
It was definitely afternoon, but like not 5. It was like between 1 and 3 for sure. Because
it was around 2 something. I remember.
We become like I call you every day at 2 almost just to make sure nothing happened.
Yeah. So I got a call saying that Division needed a DJ to open up. I've DJed a lot of gigs for Fillmore. So I got to call the DJ. They said they need an opener for like an hour. I was like, bet. So I could have just went and DJed.
And went home.
Got some bread, went home. You know what I'm saying? But I'm big on maximizing the situations, like you said. And so there's this sweet spot that I like to play on when it comes to them asking me to DJ. They're like, because them asking me to DJ says we don't want an artist to open. Cool. So I usually will call no requests. In the past, I've called P-Knock. In the past, I've called Bree Mafia. When I get these opportunities for me, I'm like, yo, let's maximize it. Let's give some let's spread this opportunity out.
Mm-hmm.
So this time, because he's Open Gym's DJ, I'm taking no requests.
Absolutely.
And then because it's division, it's a certain type of crowd, I'm gonna bring a singer too.
1,000%.
So I decided to call Blasian. And this is 4 hours before doors open. So why not? They had to be ready to have that quick turnaround. You know what I'm saying? So I called them, yo, you DJ tonight? No? Okay, boom, we got this day with division. Boom, you good? All right, bet. Pick you up at 4. Blasian, what's up? Can you hop on the metro? Can you meet me at Fillmore? I'm in Silver Spring now. Cool. So we got, I think, 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we got all that together within a couple hours. Had to be at sound check by 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
That quick. So we DJ'd, put the songs together, put the vibes together. Me and No Request have great chemistry when it comes to the DJing, hosting, MCing thing. Like, we just, you know what I'm saying? We just know each other's strengths when it comes to that. And so we got that together. And I said, yo, we're going to do 2 songs of Blasians. Because what people don't understand is, like, it don't take that much. There's 2,000 people at this show. What's up?
No, you good.
Okay. It's 2,000 people at this show. So I'm like, all right, we're going to come rock. So we came out, rock songs, did some mic work, had people lit. And then the last 10 minutes, we pulled Blasian out. Blasian did 2 songs. Got at least 1,000 fans like that.
1,000 off the 2-piece?
I'm just saying.
But that's what it's about.
And I say that, like, you know, and he killed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was ready for the moment. He killed it. It was a very tight space to get it done. We got it done because I was just supposed to be DJing. But I decided to bring Blasian.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to bring another DJ. And that's what I do with a lot of these situations. You know what I'm saying? Bone Thugs. Bone Thugs was me opening. Nature Boy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was what to call. So
No. I'm sorry. I take that back. Bone Thugs was Open Gym.
Okay.
I sent in Open Gym's EPK.
Okay.
But another time where I'm like, you know, I got an album out.
Very much so.
I could at any point. You know what I'm
Audible.
saying? Yeah. All right, this is a Nature Boy show. But I took 3 artists with me this time because this was an opening situation. So I took 3 artists. Bone Thugs was a different type of pocket.
That's special. You gotta.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like.
Nah, because we talked about this.
It wasn't like super easy to like be like, oh, that person and that person, because Bone Thugs is
Their own
melodic.
thing.
They got a different type of cadence. They gangster, but they also melodic. They legends. They're OGs. You gotta think about that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That crowd is OG fans. So instead of us going there to do 30 minutes of just independent music that they never heard of from people they never heard of,
100.
we broke the set in half. We did songs that they knew, got them to do sing-alongs, play some Biggie, play some, you know what I'm saying, play International Players Anthem. You know what I'm saying? Just vibe with them. A lot of this shit is personal. I want artists to understand. Just because you get 30 minutes of a set don't mean you got to do 30 minutes of your own music and just pack it out with music nobody's heard of. Use that to talk to them. Use that to
Connect with them.
connect with them. Play a song that you know everybody likes and sing along with them. Get on their good side. Like, they came to a concert to vibe. So you just force feeding them 30 minutes of your songs that they never heard of. Even if it sounds good, they're not here to see you.
Like, y'all
some
gotta
of them
start
wasn't
thinking
here for no
like
pleasant
them.
surprise.
You know what I'm saying? Like, consumer.
Think about the experience that the people gonna have. Think about you. You go to a show, You going to see your favorite artists. Think about it. It's Bone Thugs. These are their favorite artists probably from when they were kids. Like, they are here to see them. They don't give a fuck. They not here to discover anything new.
I know a chick that goes to every Bone Thugs anything in the DMV that I know was there. I haven't talked to her, but I know she was there. And I know she walked in there and didn't give a fuck about what we're doing because she probably doesn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that.
Imagine a room full of that.
A room full of that is happening. And that was the thing I was speaking to earlier, was like the ability to capture that, right? How easy are you to be Googled? What can you do with screen space or any lead up promotional space so that people know how to spell your name and like all of those things? Because I say that to say this. When you open for GZA, which I think is the next one in the series. No, because we actually have Bone. But when you open for GZA, again, we work at venues. I'm working the door at Howard on that night. I can't tell you how many people walked through that door and asked me, yo, what do you know about the opener? I checked out his website or I checked out his Spotify. He seems dope. And in that setting, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm his manager. That's not what we really call me. But in that setting, it was the easiest for them people to digest. And I was like, yeah, I'm his manager. He's fire. Like, everything you saw is absolutely true. Go in and enjoy. And then to be able to catch the end of the merch table and to see some of them same people be impacted and have you know what I'm saying, like tears welling up in their eyes.
Yeah, the GZA show was special, man, because this was the first opening I got personally where they were like, you got 45 minutes. And I was like, damn, shit. But I have an album that's 30 minutes. So I'm going to give them 30 minutes of music and 15 minutes of me. And because my album is set up, it's personable. It's a story. It's a, you know what I'm saying? So I performed it that way. I didn't just bang them with 13 songs. I went into the description of the songs. Like, I went into stories that were relatable. I had to basically I had 45 minutes to introduce myself to people who were
sold out
sold out GZA fan, Wu-Tang fan.
They were there to see Liquid Swords with a bang.
True hip-hop fans. Like, they not here to see no new shit. They don't give a fuck about that. That's what y'all gotta understand. That's why I love this opener shit, because it's a true test to your
It's a song on the album.
Your showmanship. You know what I'm saying? So because I I know where I'm at performance wise. I'm very polished and seasoned when it comes to performing. And I've always been an opener, and I've opened for everybody under the sun genre wise, so you can think of. I've had to break down a lot of different crowds. So I know what I'm up against usually before I go out there. So I know that these are hip hop heads. They not playing with you
at all.
And these are Wu-Tang fans. These are the scientists,
the seriousness,
the hip hop connoisseurs of this shit. Like, they not playing with you. So I wasn't worried about that because I had the music for that. But I knew that I had to get them on a personable level. So at the end of the day, I did the album, but I also related to them. Like, I talked to them like how if you just meeting somebody, you talking to them, you explaining your life, you know, y'all going back and forth. And the only way they could really talk back was that they understood. So I wasn't telling them, oh, put your hands up and, oh, make some noise. That wasn't my dialogue all night. It was like, yo, I've been through this. This song is about this. Have y'all ever experienced something like this? Have you ever, you know what I'm saying? And by the time I did Cold Summer in a Red Corvette, there was legit tears in the crowd. Because I made people think about their people they lost, their parents they lost.
But to get them connecting that way.
These were older people who probably lost a parent, who probably lost, you know what I'm saying, lost somebody. The dude that
was that the
wrote the article.
Oh yeah.
He shared with me that he lost his daughter.
Damn.
And when she was 24 years old, he lost his daughter. And how his mom is still his anchor in dealing with that. So it was like a reverse of what I was saying.
Wow.
But he was like, yeah, you know that thing about that you said about your moms and losing her, I really related to that, except like my mom's my anchor now because I lost my daughter. And I was just like, yo, that's heavy because I know like that's like a parent's worst nightmare.
Don't even want to
is
think
their-
about it.
is
And you
their
said
kid
daughter.
going for- yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. That's got to be crazy. So like I connected to him on that, and he even wrote in the article like, yes, there was a fan full of Jizza fans. There were a room full of Jizza fans that were not there to see Nature Boy, but definitely connected with him that night. So that's what you want as an artist, connectivity. You don't want people to just like your songs. You gotta really get your reels and like you really gotta get them.
Yeah.
Cause once Jizza go on, a little bit of that's gonna be wiped away.
And you gotta be easy to connect to.
Right. So that's
you're
where
Googleable now these days, big baby.
yeah, I mean, but that's where you know that goes all the way back to why you're making music, what you doing. If I'm up there just talking about a bunch of shit because I was high and it sound cool, that's not gonna connect to people. But the fact that my album's full of stories and real life situations connected with this crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turn around and we do a show. We did a show with Thousand Bad Funny. This was a crowd that
Opposite.
Godfather was not gonna go with.
Opposite.
They needed energy.
Yes.
They came there for energy. They came there to rage. They came there for energy. So that's why you have a Sweezo in those type of rooms because Sweezo's actually saying things in his music.
Yes.
But he has the perfect
energy
combination of energy and substance. You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
100%.
And so, you know, that's all of the thought that goes into these openings. It's not just, oh, their music sounds good. They would sound like I need to see you perform. I need to know that because when they call us, we don't have no chance to go in there and gamble and be like, oh, you know, maybe this dude's good or maybe this girl's good or no, we need to strike.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go in there with the strikers. I'm sorry. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Invite me to it. If you don't want to come to Open Gym, put me on the guest list for a show. Make sure I'm free so I can show up. Because other than that, you need to be in our space for me to see you and for me to feel comfortable. Other than that, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
What I will say, too, is energy, right? So we had the opening at the Fillmore twice, Bone Thugs and Division. Right, and then we had one at the Howard with Jizza, and then one at Union, right? These are all different size venues, right? So we got Union at 500 cap.
We did a show in New York,
and we did a show. We gonna get that's a whole nother conversation. We not
okay.
Don't disrespect that thing, boy. So we okay. Just so we understand capacity and pull through, right? So the Union stage show that Sweezo opened for Thousand Band Funny. It's a 500-person venue. When Nature opened for Jizza, that is a 1,200-person venue. When Open Gym opened for Bone Thugs and Division, that is a 2,000-person venue, right? So these opportunities are different as far as how much captive audience you may or may not have. But it's also, like I've been harping on this whole time, your ability to be connected to. Do you have a .com? Is your name easy to search on not just Google, but on DSPs?
Do you
have merch? Right? Because for instance, the Thousand Band show, we were the only ones with merch.
Yeah, the headline ain't had no merch.
The headline ain't had no merch. Okay, give you another one. The Jizza show. Jizza ain't had no merch. We did, and we sold merch.
And when they first walked in there, they was like, yo, is this Jizza merch or is this Thousand Bad Funny merch? And we like, no. And somebody was just like, all right. But after the show, they came back. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, you know, when you go to some of these spaces, you get a green room. You get treated different than when you're doing a show at, you know, such and such lounge. And it's real easy to like
get involved in
get caught up and I got a green room, I could go chill, there's the perks of that, and oh my God, I'm at the Fillmore. Let me hang out in the back at the wall with all the names on it. But you know what I tell everybody to do when we get off stage? Go to the crowd right now. Right
Also,
while they doing switch over, go out to the crowd right now so they can see you, so they can ask you for your social media again, so they can tell you did a good job, so they can connect with you before the headliner goes on. Because once the headliner goes on, you may not have another chance until after the show.
When they don't give a fuck about you no more.
And they don't care no more, or there's a meet and greet that they care more about, or they're just trying to get home. Soon as you get off stage, don't do no big star shit. Fuck that. You're not a star yet. Go get with the people. The people. These are people who came out to see a concert.
Out their house.
Like,
they only had to leave home for work.
So, that's a big thing, like, when maximizing these opening spots. And it's just way more than music, man. It's way more than music.
No, I agree. Now that we've talked about openers, we've talked about the biggest. I want to talk about the Godfather album release party in New York. I want to set the stage a little bit, right? So you're a DMV based artist. You're truly a Baltimorean, and I've never seen you shy away from saying, "Yo, I'm from Baltimore." You have a lot of motion not only around you as an artist, but at the community that is Open Gym that you've built. There's a lot of motion in those two things here. You chose to do the album release party in New York.
Crazy, right? Ambitious.
I'm gonna say both. For me, no, because we talk almost as much as I talk to my lady. But so I understand the why, but I want you to express some of like the confidence, the groundwork, and like the why behind that.
So what's crazy about that is, like, it always comes back to me trying to find more real estate for Open Gym. Because I went to this place, New Blue, because of one of our partners we work with, Gina Tarantino. And she told me about Producer Mondays up there.
Right.
So it's basically like, it's a jam session, but it's an open mic where you can, like, basically everything's made right on the spot on stage. It's ran by this guy, Ray Angry, who's a dope keyboard player, just dope musician, man. Grammy Award winning musician. He throws this every Monday. So some of the dopest musicians are in the building. It's just like a great experience. And the first time I went, I didn't even hop on stage to do nothing. I was just like, I'm just enjoying this. Like, I'm enjoying just being in music. And you know what I'm saying? I'm always working and I'm always on stage. Like, I just want to enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get into that spot because I felt like it'd be a good spot for Open Gym. Because there's always people that frequent this place
because it's
a
hotbed of culture.
It's a jam session. It's all that. So, like, people come there not knowing what's going to be there that night. They just
come
know
for discovery.
Exactly, they come for discovery. And New York's just different when it comes to the culture, the art. They going to pop out for vibes. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be the popular shit and all that. Like, they gonna pop out. So I went again, and then we happened to get in touch with the owner, and we was like, yo, we want to throw up a gym here. And because we're from out of town, because we never did anything there, they were like, you're absolutely not getting a whole night here. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, we don't even know.
That's fair.
We don't even know you. Like,
yeah,
you know
fair.
what I'm saying? Like, just real shit. Like,
But you came in that joke ambitious, gung ho, like,
yeah,
nigga,
I'm just like, I want a whole night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're based out of DC. This would be great.
So what?
Yeah, no, we haven't thrown Open Gym in New York. Fuck it. But we want to be here. They was just
I
like,
love the venue.
They was just, yeah, it was great. But they were just like, yeah, hell no. But what we can do before Producer Mondays, we can give you 3 hours. So I was like, y'all sure? He's like, yeah, that's what we got for you.
That's what we got.
So I absolutely wasn't gonna throw a 3 hour open gym. I've done it before at what was that? DC Music Summit. You know
That got crunchy too.
Yeah, it was just like it just don't work well with open gym. Like we need space.
A little more space
We
to
need a
stretch
little
our
bit
legs.
more headroom for that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a Godfather release party up here. You know what I'm saying? I used to live in New York. I think I got people that'll come out for the boy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Reg Wins. That's my OG. He from Brooklyn, like real Brooklyn cat. Call him Reg Style. You know what I'm saying? He from Best Style. But he like, you know, he comes to producer Mondays. He has like a presence, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, we're gonna put him on the show. And then there was a singer that he knew. He was like, yo, we're gonna put them on the show. Baco, she was dope. And then I said, you know what? I want these vibes to be
Balanced.
the vibes. Like I don't, you know, like so I'm like, we're gonna bring Blasian and Miss Trini from out of town too for the Godfather show. And so yeah, I was like, all right, we're gonna curate that. We're gonna do that. And you know, I went up there a couple times to produce a Monday to promote. You know, I reached out to people who I thought would come out in New York, and of course, we let Open Gym know what time it was.
Of course.
And man, you know, I just, you know, that there's a lot of moments where I know like, yo, the community is strong. But that was a moment where like it brought tears to my eyes. It had me reflecting because the way people drove up from the DMV, Philly, from Massachusetts,
Baltimore,
but everything, the way they drove up for this Godfather release party was just insane. Like we were in there deeper than New York was. It was New York in there too, you know what I'm saying? But it was open gym.
bro. The way it felt like we had got sound check done, merch was set up, all that stuff was situated, and it was like that. You know that, because for us it's always like max 45 minutes between when sound check is done and everything's situated, doors are opening, and when the show got to start, right? On a great day, it's 45 minutes. In that window, everything was settled. I felt like you were calm enough to go smoke a blunt, right? So I step outside to smoke a blunt. At this point, we're like 10 minutes before doors or something like that into that lull space. You know that lull after doors, but before the show. And the block was magnificent. I just want to thank you for that. We got the venue mid-block. On the corner, we got a liquor store. Across from it on the corner, we got a bodega, a little bit of parking. Like, it was a great block, right? So I'm standing on the block, and I'm smoking my pre-show blunt, as I always do. And it was very hard to remember I was in New York City because after every puff, I was either greeting someone or getting greeted. And it just felt like I was at Songbird or some shit.
Yeah, it felt like we was
It felt like
in
home.
DC.
Like, I'm looking up, I'm like, oh, TP, what's good? Oh, Slick Nerd, what it do? J Sav, like, I walked J Sav in the building with merch because I had our merch in my hands when I seen her coming down the block and her crew, and I just walked in with them in the merch. Like, that's very at home shit. So one, I want to say thank you to the community, right? Because y'all did show up and show out for a body of work that I'm proud of my brother for.
And I gotta be 100, yo. Like, I worry sometimes. Not that nobody's gonna show up for me, but because like I spend so much time on open gym shit. When it's time for my shit, I be wondering how much it's gonna cut through. You know
How
what
much
I'm
is
saying?
going to translate?
Exactly. So like the fact that people came out for my release was super special. Like that was a moment that is gonna be special to me forever because we weren't on home turf. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
if it's
not at
New
all.
York if it's Baltimore, DC, and it's the Godfather release show, yeah, it's lit. I already know what I'm about to walk into.
Right.
But the fact that we was somewhere else and had that presence and like people know what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like when we walk in somewhere, people I don't even gotta be there. When people walk in, they like, oh, that's open gym. that means so much to me because that means we're impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We making an impression, and like I'm not even here to put jerseys on nobody. I'm not even here to like be like, oh, you open gym, you this, you that, you belong to open gym. Like I'm not even that guy, but it's just happening naturally, and it's a couple layers to it. You know,
Nah, it is.
you know, if you go to open gym, you probably gonna be one of the best performers in other spaces.
100%.
You gonna know how to work the room.
100%.
You gonna know, you probably gonna your fit probably gonna be dope. Like it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of little stuff that's starting to come with that name, and I'm just like, I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I knew it was different. I walked in a function like, I think it was last week. And I'm used to getting the, y'all open gym when we're standing next to each other as like 12 feet, 4 inches of man. You can't ignore all this person standing here, number one.
Right.
And then when you come over here, the thing you're absolutely going to say is open gym, right?
Right.
Because Nature Boy, the beacon of open gym, is standing here.
Right.
Right? So this was the first time that I had been out in a music space dolo in a while. Like I was working at Howard, and I was just like, yo, I'm not ready to go home yet. I got off early, and I stopped through this specific spot. I'm not about to do all that, but when I got into space, there was people like I knew, and it was like, it was love. It was the usual love. But then it was people that approached me and was like, yo, open gym, right? And then we had to have that conversation. The new piece, because I'm used to the open gym thing, the new piece was people coming up to me and being like, yo, you a part of the Everyday Weekend, right? And to be fair, that platform has always been the one that was supposed to make the noise and make me known, right? It didn't. Open gym did. And I'm not against that, right?
Yeah. Nah,
so
they feed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They feed one hand wash the other, both hands wash the face. Like I'm not negating that at all. I appreciate that. But it was dope to be seen and be noticed for strictly the work I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether I was with you or any mass of open gym people or not, I was literally the only like open gym runner-ish, if you will, in the room. And that's what I was getting. That's impact.
Yeah.
And I don't take it as like a pat on my back personally. I take that as a like, yo, as a unit, as a community, we're doing something impactful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, bro.
That's what we setting out to do, man.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? That's what people got to really understand about this joint. It's just really bigger than shows and this and that. Like, we really are here every day
trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure this out and take this to another level. So much, in fact, that, like, the people around us, our partners, our kids, our friends, like everybody gravitates to this because of how much we care about this, and like we know this is going to be something and turning into something rather that's gonna be impactful and gravitational, not just for us but for like the generations coming up. Like our kids come to open gym.
Yeah.
People are starting to bring their kids to open gym. Like we purposely get all age venues because and you know, there's going to be cursing in certain contexts that maybe you don't want your kid to hear, but just the energy of everything is family and love. So when, you know,
you got an uncle that say some stuff at Thanksgiving that they shouldn't say.
You go to family functions, you got all types of vibes in the room. That's going, you know, that shouldn't be for kids or whatever, but that's family, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna hold you. Most of the Sweezo and Trini show, the Show Love joint, I was kicking it with Art and his daughter.
Yeah.
And she was way more turned than either one of us. And she's like 3 or 4 or some shit.
Yeah.
Like she's very young, but she had
No Request Daughter was at the last
ball.
Yeah, No Request Daughter was at the last.
I danced with No Request Daughter at the last
Yeah.
joint. Like, like that's what it's about. Like I had my daughter at the 5-year anniversary joint. And like my daughter's a teenager, so she's weird about how she supports.
Right.
But she's not big on like putting it on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
But she wants to wear our merch to school.
Mm-hmm.
That's fire in and of itself.
Yeah. that's huge, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Like,
this
that
is
shit
just something that
speaks
like,
to me.
yeah. So that's dope. And then we just so show love is actually.
Talk about it.
So yeah, we gotta talk about show love and fresh produce.
I'm about to say fresh produce is
So
on
fresh
the bill, too.
produce and show love are curations that existed before Open Gym. So show love we used to do on 8th Street at Vendetta, which is like 1212 Lounge or something now. I don't know what it is. 8th Street.
It used to be Vendetta. It's now 12. No, it was 1212, and then it was something else.
Yeah.
But before it even got dead, it used to be a Flash.
Right. Yeah, so it was at Flash, yeah, which is crazy because, like, showcases at Flash is, like, unheard of. But we did it there, and we did fresh produce at both of these spaces as well. And we used to do fresh produce a little bit at Wicked Bloom. But they were just ones that, like, Open Gym wasn't what it was now, so it was like competing and dividing and show love at the time. We just weren't into like curating shows. We were fully on this open mic thing. So 2023, we brought back fresh produce. We did the first fresh produce in February. And we did it at Birdland Records. And
Perfect.
It was lit, man. Perfect. It was super lit. We had
the
Ty
first
Relaton.
Fresh produce almost made me tear up again.
Yeah.
Because, like, I remember the beginnings of this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to see it that way in the right space, like,
yeah. And just an appreciation for it because, like, fresh produce caters to the producer and the musicianship of music, where Open Gym caters to the performance and caters to the showmanship and the networking, and both cater to networking. But like producers aren't really known for coming out their house to stuff and being involved in things and being showcased like that. So like it really pulls a different group of people out the house. And when you throw free on top of that, because fresh produce is free, then you got a whole nother vibe because it's just nothing feeling like
there's
anything.
No barrier to entry.
It's no barrier to entry. It's no barrier to chill.
We actually got fresh produce. Like you can get beats and nutrients.
Like we actually hydrate you. We got water and fruit there. Last joint we had some cookies show up. You know what I'm saying? And it's in a record store. You can shop for vinyl. You know what I'm saying? So it was just dope to add that to the mix because the vision I've always had with Open Gym is for us to like be a world in itself, to be, like I said, how Amazon started out with books and now Amazon's a whole situation. And that's how I see what we're building over here. And then we just started Show Love. We had our first Show Love concert series on Monday, and it sold out. And it was with Trini and Sweezo. And it just made sense for it to be them because it's like, I knew that they were going to buy into the whole thing, the concept. And the concept for Show Love is obviously the name of the show, Show Love.
Very simple.
But like, we often get people hitting us up about, yo, I want to do a set at Open Gym. When y'all going to curate a show? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And it's like, we'll get to that, but I don't really want to do showcases like that and stuff like that really can't go past showcasing a couple artists. So I was like, we'll do 2 to 3 artists. We'll keep it at 2 if we can. It's a 70-person venue, you know what I'm saying? So it's intimate, but it's still enough to like be a lit show. It's still in a music venue, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Pocket. They have good equipment. They're live show ready, you know what I'm saying? So, Sweezo did a set. Then Sweezo and Trini did their new album they released that day. And then Trini introduced her new band, 1221. And it was just like,
very, very lit.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you missed it.
It was crazy, bro. Like, it was just.
There's a reason we didn't live stream.
Yeah, it was just crazy, man. Because one, the purpose of the show is to give your fans that experience to go more into your library. You know what I'm saying? Your catalog of music. And we're giving you 2 hours. which most artists don't know what to do with that much time. You know what I'm saying? So we gave, we giving you 2 hours to curate your own night. You know what I'm saying? We just get the venue going, we do the promotion, we get your flyers made, stuff like that, and we give you the night to really curate an experience for your fans. And they did that
Well,
very well.
had merch the whole nine.
And so, we got a month every third Monday. We're going to be doing that. Pretty much every first or second Wednesday, we're going to do fresh produce. We have our open mic once a month. And
Fresh produce.
yeah, and so that's what we're doing going into 2023. More curations, more experiences, more vibes. And the next show, Love, is going to feature 84 faces.
84 of them things.
84 faces are going to be the show Love feature for April. And 84 faces
Was born.
was the group was born in Open Gym. So it's just it's already special before the show even start. And that's what it's about, is like experiences. Like,
and I ain't gonna lie, I had a ball with that flyer.
Yeah. Cabo did that.
Nah, you definitely be throwing. I love that you just be like, as much as I portray my role, and it's true, is like I'm always trying to put the ball at the rim so you can just punch that shit home, right? The show Love, this one in particular, you was like, yo, this is what it is. Go. And I was like, And I ain't gonna lie, the flyer for the Sweezo and Trinity 84, Sweezo did that.
Yeah.
So when he set the bar, I was like, nigga, you don't even do what I do. I'm gonna make sure you know that with this flyer, respectfully.
Right.
And so he knew what he did when he did that. Because I told him, I was like, yo, after this, I'm going to be doing, all right, keep playing. And so we had that moment, but that's my bro. It's love. It's not, it's iron sharpening iron energy, if anything.
Are you competitive a little bit? You are. You know what I'm saying? You are. When you do shit, you want to spank shit. I get it.
I absolutely.
I love that, though. I love, from the person knowing that was going to unfold like that, I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Sweezo did a great job with the first flyer. You know what I'm saying? Great. To the point where, like, me, if the flyer's not striking, I'm like, call. I'm like, yeah, we need a new flyer. This ain't it.
But it was good.
But that was cool.
And we had a conversation. I remember calling you and being like, hey, look, this is fine. Like, because I'm not that guy either. I'm not the guy that's just going to do some new shit to do some new shit.
Yeah, nah. If it's fine, it's fine. But
that one was fire.
Yeah, but definitely spank the new flyer. That's coming out soon. But, yeah. So we got a couple of new curations this year. The relationships we have been building are strengthening. We're definitely going to do another tour this summer. I don't think we're going to really do the membership thing. I think we're going to make each city and each situation its own thing and experience. And we're going to keep growing as a community. But like we were saying in the beginning, we're growing with the ones who are growing with us. We're going to eat the fruit with the people who help us plant the seeds.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like me telling you what's going on, us telling you what's going on this is not bragging. This is not none of that. This is like, yo, get involved, get 10 toes with us. Let's grow. Because we're growing before people's eyes, and we're going to grow with or without you at this point. And we already have a great cast of people who have decided to grow with us a long time ago.
100.
So the fact of the matter is, if you don't want to grow with us, that's fine. Because like I always tell you, we're not the end-all, be-all. We're not the ones we got everything on lock and you can't get through unless you felt like we're not claiming none of that. But what you are seeing right now is progression, and you're seeing people stick together for a cause and growing together. You're seeing people being rewarded for their hard work. All of this is happening right before your eyes. Just because you choose not to tap in or not to be engaged with it does not mean it's not happening. And just because you leave the situation doesn't mean it's not going to keep going. So I just advise everyone who sees what's going on, Whether you see it's the big shows, whether you see it's the little shows, whether you see curation. If you see Open Gym doing something, go fuck with it. I'm not just saying this because I'm the guy. I'm trying to, like, I'm not, because we just told you about a couple free things we're doing. In addition to, like, in May, we're going to start free master classes at the Pocket, where we're literally going to get experts who are experts at what they do to come teach you, to come educate you on things, coach you on things for free. Literally sign up and go. So I just think it's really important to catch us in these spaces where we are growing certain things, are curating things, and getting to that next level. And it's not always going to be your time to shine. If that's what it's about, rather than growing with us, that's cool. There's plenty of shows. There's plenty of it out here now. It's in abundance. I'm not even mad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's never been like this before.
It's never been like this before. You could go to an open mic. You could get a show. You could go do whatever you want. But to be involved in what we're doing, you have to get involved in what we're doing.
100%.
And most of the time, it's showing up.
In some way, like showing up tonight is free. Showing up to 2 reviews is free. Showing up to Fresh Produce is free.
Is a little bit of gas wherever you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Our shows are between $10 and $20. Like, it's $20 to get into our show at Howard.
$20 is a J. Cut it out.
$20, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, these aren't even inaccessible things to be a part of. We make it so easy. We come sign up. Come show up. That's the hardest part, is showing up. And that's what, like, you got to do with anything.
We planning shows around y'all's decisions. Like, I don't know if you understand what that business model looks like, right? But we're literally planning shows at venues for hundreds of people around y'all's whims, right? Which is what we signed up for. I'm not complaining about it. But if you just juxtaposition the roles, right, you would feel what we're feeling, right? Where you don't know. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to show up. We believe we're putting our best foot forward.
So we're in the same place if you really think about it, because, like, for a lot of people I know, it's like, yo, if I go to something, I need to make sure this is happening, or make sure this is, or make sure I get on stage. But it needs to be definite. Like, nothing in life is definite. I can pretty much assure you that the shows you thought that were definite and were going to do something for you didn't. It did not. You know what I'm saying? I can assure you that. Yeah. You could have been a part of a whole lineup, got a flyer, you get 15 minutes, and I bet you can name a show that did nothing for you. Or you could come, sign up, get picked, get on stage, do one song, and leave out with 40 or 50 new people that bang with you, 100 people that bang with you now. People that's then going to go to your next situation. And we have too many stories and too many people that's involved with us that can share that that's the case, because we are now building a community that's not just based on everybody in the room performing, but actually a vibe, actually growth, actually people building family and fellowship in these rooms. Like, real family, real fellowship. And, like, you know, I'm a person, like, I don't really need new family. I don't come out the house to make friends like that. I'm really not that guy, for real. And I have through this platform, because if I keep seeing people and we're in this space where we're being vulnerable, sharing our creations, doing that, talking to each other, getting to see each other's light, reflect each other's light, eventually people become friends and family off of that.
100.
And when you feel that close to people and y'all actually after some of the same things, the results you never can measure those results. Like, you never know what that's going to be. And we've seen some crazy things happen. We just brought up 84 Faces. Like, you've seen what's been going on with them if you've been tapped in. You've seen what's been going on with Sweezo and Trini. You've seen what's been going on with TP. We just met TP last year.
TP motherfucker spanked his feature on Show Love.
And spanked his song at Bone Thugs.
Yes.
And got selected to go to DC Funk Parade. got paid to be on the main stage.
That's 100.
And this is all by chance. That's what I'm saying. I'm going back to the uncertain thing. Like people who are like, it needs to be for sure. It needs to be guaranteed.
I can't tell you gonna score 30 tonight.
Yeah.
I can't.
Like cool. All right, cool. I guarantee you go on stage, and then what? I can't guarantee nothing after that because that part's on you.
Yeah,
it's
I can
always
put you on the
you.
court. How many points you gonna put up?
It's always on you. You know what I'm saying?
So we're at an hour 30, right? I want to talk future.
Okay.
We've got Herstory in the making tomorrow. We've got Fresh Produce April
5th.
And then we've got April the 20 week of April. It's hectic. I want you to speak about that for two reasons. One, because they need to know. Two, because I got to piss.
Okay.
So tell them about those things. I'm going to run and come right back in 30 seconds.
Okay. Wash your hands. Say no. I got
big hand sanity.
But nah, we got April coming up. I'm opening for 38 Special at Songbird. That's on the 3rd. The 5th, we got Fresh Produce, our 3rd installment of Fresh Produce, featuring Suda Chef, Ferrer, and who is the 3rd? Special Berries. April 17th, we're back with Show Love, featuring 84 Faces. April 19th, I'm featuring at AV Sessions. That's not out there yet, but hey, we here together. We can share these information. April 20th, we're doing a collaboration with Songbird and National Cannabis Fest. This is also not out there yet, but this is just kind of letting you know the week of the 20. That 420 weekend from 419 to 422 is going to be crazy. Then April 21st, we're doing the biggest open gym part 2 at Howard Theater. This is super important for a couple reasons. Howard Theater is such an important venue to me personally, but just to the culture as a whole, especially black culture. It was the place that gave a lot of our favorite legends their first shot, even before there was an Apollo, Showtime at the Apollo in Harlem. There was an open mic at Howard Theater in 1932. You know what I'm saying? So these put on, and from 1932 on, this put on some of your favorite artists. Black Broadway. Howard Theater is such an important staple when it comes to the culture. And for us to be able to throw open gym there is, to me, and I'm going to be honest with you, I hope they don't feel no way when I say this. I love Live Nation. But this is like more important to me than the Live Nation thing was, because this is my culture. You know what I'm saying? This is where things come from. This is where things are birthed. So to be there and doing this is super important to me and Open Gym. And also, we are featuring a super dope artist. And I think right now, we 2 for 2. After tomorrow, we're going to be 3 for 3. But we bringing that shit to town. You know what I'm saying? Like, we bringing real...
That's a fact.
We bringing real spitters to town, real artists to town. Tomorrow, we would have brought a spoken word artist to town.
I'm excited.
Who's world renowned.
I'm excited.
You know what I'm saying?
We had Berlin check in on the live interview earlier.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Keisha Plum. And then we bringing Shay Noor. Like, the lyricism that we bring into town, y'all might not talk about it for another 5 to 10 years because we so early on a lot of this. These are these people's first headlining shows that have already been on world tours.
But they never headlined.
But they've never headlined.
And we bringing them
back. You
back.
know what I'm saying? And we bringing them to like DC, DMV, even Baltimore. It's all a show mecca. Every show, every tour has to touch our area. That's why
Both, if not at least one.
That's why I be telling people, y'all need to go to more shows. Y'all need to understand really where you at when it comes to where you at. We are at a show tour mecca. You gotta come here. You have to come to DC. You have to come to the DMV when you do a tour. So, Shay Noor, look her up. If you don't know who she is, if you do know who she is, make sure you there because she's our headliner.
And she fat.
Yep. And of course, we have the open mic. We're doing an open mic at Howard Theater. This is something that the ancestors are gonna be super proud of. This is something that is historical in itself, and y'all gonna see more and more as that unfolds. Everything surrounding that. So that's April, man. April's lit, and like I said, we doing a.
Wait. That's April, man.
That's April alone. You know
Wait,
what I'm
I don't
saying?
even feel like you said everything that I know about April, but I know we haven't announced everything. So
Nah, I said everything.
you said the Wednesday, John.
I said
okay.
I said everything. They
Alright.
know if you here tonight, you know about
you
things
deserve
we
this
haven't even
information.
announced yet. So like I said, April 3rd, 38 special. You know what I'm saying? Songbird, Fresh Produce, April 5th. April 17th, Show Love at the Pocket. April 19th, Nature Boy with AV Sessions. April 20th, National Cannabis Fest, Open Gym in Songbird. April 21st, the biggest, part 2 with Shay Noor. April 22nd, we at National Cannabis Fest.
It's just a lot going on.
It's a lot going on, man. It's special, man.
Like,
and who knows, between all of that we already got set up, who knows who's going to call us for something.
And it's important, again, that we really show up, right? Because every time we do, it opens a door. And then what do? We pass it.
We pull people through the door with us.
We're going to bring it to the community, right? We're going to bring it to the community. We're going to bring it to the community, right? Because the thing that I think is really special about how we do things is we're not like we come from crews that would get the opportunities and only put their artists on.
Yeah, we watch it all the time, yo.
Right?
We watch it now, yo. Like, it's a lot of people.
But we don't do that.
It's a lot of people that get opportunities and they always doing it with their people and their friends. Nobody says nothing to them. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Or they care, but they can't say nothing. But we always bring people through the door with us. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to continue to do that. We don't need no trophy for that. We don't need nothing. What we do need is for people to recognize that and play that motherfucking part. You know what I'm saying? And so that's April. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of opportunities to tap in. And then we're not going to talk about May yet because May's...
So this the part where I be telling y'all, where I be like, yo, I really, when you see me at the event, if I'm ever disconnected, I know a lot of times at an event you don't get to talk to Nature because he's DJing or hosting or whatever. We're getting better at having him available for the people a bit.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be chilling.
Right,
I'm not even
right.
doing that.
That's a special one, but that's like a, you know what I'm saying. In the Pantheon, that's like a 2-off. Like we've done that twice.
Right.
I'm working towards this. So what I want to say is like, if we ever seem like a little aloof or like not quite 100% there, I just want to give y'all what my Monday night looked like, right? So I arrived to the venue for Show Love, right? I'm in a good mood because I'm happy to have brought Show Love back this way and with these people. I love Sweezo and Trini. I'm excited. The kids were there. I'm in a great mood. At some point in the night, Nature and I communicated that there were two things happening. There was an article written about your performance at the Jizza show, and we had just gotten the Summer Days Festival. Right? Now, I had an option. I could have been like, okay, well, that can wait till tomorrow. You know, we're having fun tonight. It's a great show. We want to celebrate. Nigga, I went right to the green room and got that shit popped.
There are no options. Say nah.
Nah, it's not. So I went and got that shit done because I know tomorrow could be what it could be. We could get a call to open for blah, 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 blah. And I got to cook something up in 15 minutes at 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So being able to not only enjoy that show, but being able to get that work done during the show, see you enjoy the show, see Sweezo and Trini enjoy putting on the show and reap the love that they deserve. Like, all of that's not lost on me. And it was special because that's not what Show Love looked like a long time ago. That's not what Fresh Produce, that's not what, none of these things look like that a while ago. Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Show Love always looked like that?
Show Love was lit.
Show Love was lit,
Show
but
Love
I feel
was,
like we always had a few more acts than 2 on Show Love.
well, yeah, that. But it's
It was always
the
a fire.
The vibes is always there. Like I'm not about to take away nothing from.
And that wasn't my intent. My intent was explaining
that
it's sometimes disconnect when you talk to us during the show because we like 3 months ahead.
But I think
we're getting better at it.
I think people, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they're ever gonna get used to it, and I don't think we're ever gonna really change that because there's always something to do. There's always something new. And in my plans, this is only gonna get bigger, and it's only gonna be more work, and it's only going to be more locking in that needs to be done. And like me, I'm fully prepared and fully waiting for those days to happen. Like I enjoy the fact that like it's motion because I always will bring up
when it wasn't
2020, where my world stopped.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, I thought it would. I thought life is how I knew it, and events and being outside and being able to have. I thought it was over. You know what I'm saying? So this time around, because now that I've experienced that, it's no telling when that could happen again. You know what I'm saying? So like this time I'm not letting nothing go. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what got me on the point where I'm like, okay, we dropping 50 every day. You know what I'm saying? 50 points every game.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
You know what I'm saying? 50 points every game. Like we
So 50 has become our new top of the top. Like, so last year we would start the day and one of us would be like top and then the other one would be like top of the top and then we'd get to whatever the day was. Now we kind of start each other's day with announcements almost where it's like, yo, this is going on. Dropping 50. But it started at the Jizza show. So the day that the Jizza show was, we got the information that we were doing the Jizza show. Just so y'all know what my experience be like as the non-performing artist, if you will.
I do the booking, so like it gotta come through me and Sasha. Like we do all the booking. We know what we working on, but until it goes through, I don't do like, hey, this is happening every day and this could happen. Like we just work on it every day, and then when it happens, it's like, yo, it's game time.
Right. So when I got the call for the Jizza show, right, I remember this vividly because of how the conversation went. We had just got the division joint a few days prior, and then you hit me on the phone and was like, yo, no, you didn't even hit me. You text me. And I was in here running Loso's photo shoot, making sure he was straight. And I didn't see it. And then you walked in the studio.
I walked in and y'all was rapping.
Yeah, and we was talking and shit. And he walks in and he's just like, yo, you seen your phone? And I'm like, nah. He was like, 50, nigga. And I was like, all right, I'm not sure what's going on. Are you opening for 50 Cent? And he was like, no, I'm opening for Jizza. And I was like, oh, shit. And then it was like, all right, game time. Fuck what Loso's got going on. Sorry, bro. I got to get to this. And then it was like, we need a graphic. Luckily, we had a graphic on Tuck, so we just had to tweak a couple things. Mm-hmm. But like that, like stay ready so you don't got to get ready thing is big. Like have your show tracks ready. Have your EPK ready. Like don't have a bunch of ducks that you got to get in a row when the call comes because you won't have time. We didn't have time to waste. We had to have a graphic ready. We had to have a graphic for this. We had to have a bunch of stuff ready real quick to not only be prepared, but show we were prepared for opening for a legend. And so, like, I don't even say that to pat either of us on the back. I say that as wisdom. So, like, y'all understand, like,
yo, you
have to be ready.
And always do things at a high level, right? So whether we're doing open gym, open mics, or we have to open for a legend, we have a system in place.
That's a fact.
We know that this has to be done visually. We know that then the link has to go on the like. There's a lot of time that doesn't have to be wasted on talking about what we have to do. Nah. It's now repetition. It's now a muscle memory, and you have to handle everything you do on a certain level so that you don't have to like level up for the situation. The same thing we gotta do to open up for a legend, the same thing we gotta do for a festival, the same thing we gotta do for a free event at a record store goes through the same type of system.
Like, I know what it looks like. Like, he's gonna send me either, like, if it's open, he's gonna send me the tour flyer. He's gonna send me it's tomorrow or tonight or whatever. Like, and that's about it. And the rest, I gotta go cook. Whether it's the description that goes on the site, whatever it is, we make it happen expeditiously. But it's not a lot of dialogue at this point on those things, because I know what he needs to do. He knows what I need to do. And we communicate enough to set each other up to win. And then we go play the game. And that's important, that trust level.
Right.
And that commitment.
So these people that, you know, these artists that want people to do things for them, and you want management, and you want this and you want that. You like, all I need is this and all I need is that. You have to give people things to work with. You know what I'm saying? You can't, I want a website, I want merch, I want this, you can want all these things, but you have to do the critical thinking. You have to do the work. You have to do the self-analytic. You have to do everything in your power to make sure you set somebody else up to help you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are always crafting daily to try to get better at. You know what I'm saying? Like, even understanding like a time thing. It's like, if we have a week or a month, we have different systems for that. If we have to get something done in a day, it's not time to think or cook or chef up something that I bet we're going to go get what's already done, and we about to put our touch on it so that it's clear and whatever.
What we're doing.
And then we got to go.
We don't have time for anything else.
And that's just practicing at game speed. Like, that's, if you play sports, you know what that means. You can sit up here and shoot around, or you can really get your drills in and practice at game speed. So when it's game time, it's a muscle memory. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
At this point, we live in that game speed.
Right now, it's about dropping 50. That's the mindset. It's like high percentage, high scoring, high, like all of that, because I'm not trying to get myself together for what's going on now. What's going on now, I've been ready for. It's what's to come. What's to come is what I'm now getting myself, like dropping 50 right now in the mindset. Like, I'm living in DMV. I'm doing a lot of stuff here. I want to go on tour. And when I go on tour, it needs to, I'm a father. I'm a family man. It still has to take care of shit at home. You know what I'm saying? So I could plan a tour right now because of the expertise I have. But when we team up with somebody who's going to put us on tour the right way, you know what I'm saying? I want to be ready to play at that game. I need to be ready to play at that level. Tour is crazy. That's not much sleep. That's a lot of moving around. That's a lot of things that you didn't see coming happening. Those are things we all know because we're around tours every day. We work in the industry. So we see what it takes for these people to move around just stopping in our city. So if you take 20 to 30, so like what I'm saying is, a lot of people say they want these things. A lot of artists, I can't wait till I go on tour. I can't wait till this. I can't wait till there's a bunch of fans. It's all these things that you see the good side of. But it's like, are you ready for that? Because if you can't even get your shit together for a local show, for a open mic, for a opening in your city, if you're not really ready to maximize that, you're not ready for any of that other shit I named.
Because now you out of town, no resources. You can't just make a phone call.
You tired.
You sleepy.
Your
team tired.
All you doing is getting high and drunk because you think that's what tour life is. It's not that. You're not feeding yourself right. It's just, so just
tour
really,
is hard.
Before you actually get something in the physical, do the research, do the insight, prepare yourself, work as if it's already happening, so that when it's happening, there's no adjustment to make. It's just you. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm doing open gym or I'm working a show that's 3,000 people, or we gotta go DJ, like whatever it is. We got a festival coming up. You know what I'm saying? Pier 6 fits 4,000 people, and it's outside. We're so ready for this experience because we've done a block party. We've had to put on the outside of it. We've had to provide a stage. So it's like, put yourself in the positions that's going to prepare you for where you want to be at.
And that give us a different leg up when we walk into that venue with the people running things. Not the people that bought the venue, but the people who actually make the venue function. We're going to understand what it's like to be outside for 8 or 10 hours or 12 hours in the heat. What hydrating that situation looks like in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keeping everybody hydrated enough to do their job so nobody passes out. That's a thing in and of itself. Keeping people cool, fans around, water, shade, food, all of these things have to happen. And so we're excited for the summer. It's a lot coming. It's a lot coming in the spring. We're excited for that as well, man. We really hope that anybody that's been here on this podcast, this live stream, etc., if you haven't already, please tap in with opengym.us. Follow the Instagram, tap into the website, you know what I'm saying? Send in your phone number, your email, the whole shebang-a-bang, so that we can make sure that you're informed and prepared. And we're going to try our best to keep these opportunities flowing.
It's just happening, man, at this point. It's like, we don't know what call is going to happen tomorrow. That's the exciting thing about what's going on right now is, like, because we've been planting seeds every day and with intentionally, everything we're doing is to be intentional, all the way down to where we're employed, all the way down to the relationships we've been watering. Seeds are blooming every day, and that's the season we're in right now. Mm-hmm. We're in harvest, you know what I'm saying? And when those opportunities come up, you got to be ready to maximize them, because opportunities come and they go, and it's what you got from it. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't get the nutrients of the situation, it's just another day. But because every day we're getting the nutrients from the situation, there's more plants blooming every time. So just stay tapped in, man, because, like, you know, you can sit and watch and congratulate us and, oh, y'all doing it big, bro. You can do all that. That's cool. We appreciate it. But right now is the time to get 10 toes with Open Gym. Do your part and really have something from where you at grow. Really have a vessel come from here. Not just people that make it and keep going and leave your ass behind. Oh, we about to move to LA. We gone. Fuck y'all. Like, really have something that grows here, that stays here, goes to other parts of the world, but is based here and funneling energy and creatives from here. You know, we don't have that. We don't have an infrastructure here that's, you know, it's either to keep you here or it's going to push you out.
And you gone forever.
And you gone forever. And we know how many people done moved out to LA or moved away and bring their ass right back.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not where you from, it's where you at inside. You know what I'm saying? It's not where you going, or you can't move somewhere and it all change who you are. If you're a fucking lazy bum here, you gonna be a lazy bum somewhere else.
100.
So
to end this on a high note, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite Godfather moment since the release of the album? It could be you and your son. It doesn't have to be visible.
It's a lot, man. I'll say the top 3.
Okay.
Definitely the release and just the love that Open Gym showed with the release.
In New York. Okay. Yep. New Blue. Shout out to New Blue.
Yep. The Jizza show. There was a kid in the front with his dad watching the show. And first of all, you know, no disrespect, because there are second of all, first of all, I was like, yo, Jizza got so many different types of fans.
It was all over the place that night.
It was white, black,
Indian,
Asian,
Middle
everybody.
Eastern, like everybody was
just
in there.
worldwide shit, right? So that was dope. That was
Global.
fire. That was dope to be in that space. The dope thing was it was this kid with his father in the front row, and this kid had to be like 9 years old, something like that, like 9 or 10, and he's in there for Jizza. And he's singing, like, he's in there for Jizza. Like, he got the Wu-Tang shirt. Like, he likes Wu-Tang.
He knows the words.
He knows it. So, I performed, and I got off stage, and I, like, what I tell you I do, I go straight to the crowd. So, I went through the guardrail. I went in front of the guardrail and talked to everybody in the front, because that's who I seen the most and was gauging the reactions off of. So, I'm saying, what's up to all them? They showing love, you know what I'm saying? Then I get to him and his dad. And the kid was just like, yo, you were so fire. Oh, my God. Like, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just was like, damn, this kid to see Wu-Tang and what's up? Da-da-da-da. That's dope. Like, you a dope-ass kid. You know Wu-Tang. That's hard. And you here with your father. That's special. So then him and his dad came to the merch table. And they got 2 crew necks. You know what I'm saying? And he immediately took the jersey he had on or something and put the crew neck on, like, immediately. And then he was like, yo, can I get another picture with you with the merch on? And I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then the kind of thing that, because this is like a 3-part moment with him. So he found me on Instagram and he wrote, and I don't know if I'm saying it verbatim, but he was like, thank you, Nature Boy. You made my whole week discovering your music. He was like, you're going to be Jizza one day.
Yeah, I remember that part.
And I was just like, oh, thug tears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was just
That's
like.
heavy.
That's like, I don't care if that was the only person, which wasn't the case.
Right.
But I don't care if that was the only person
That
I
connected.
impacted. Like, I impacted the youth at a Legend show. And he's in those young years where I remember being 9 and 10. And
that music's still with me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that was probably number 1.
All right. 2 was New York.
2 was New York.
Tree Ball.
Okay. So
I know what 3 is for me, but I'm gonna let you go.
nah, and this is like some real shit right here. Like, you know, if you listen to the album, you know I got really open about my situation with my son and my son's mom and where we're at and the space we're in. And kind of everybody that knew the song was all scared for me, like, you about to start a war.
This might not go well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this not gonna go well for you.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I kind of, like, agree with him, but in my heart, because I know my son's mother and I know she's an artist and I know she's also, like, she just, you know, I understand her on that level of artistry. So 2 things. She knew I wasn't being malicious. I felt like she knew I wasn't trying to be malicious, especially, like, because what I was saying and how I delivered it. So during the biggest open gym, that's when the album dropped.
Right.
At 12 that day, 12 a.m. that day. And right before I walked into the venue, she called me, and I was getting, like, Nature was going to come to the biggest open gym.
For sure.
So she was bringing them, and she was going to stay. But she let me know that, like, she heard the album, and she was just like, yo, I heard the album, and I heard that song. I heard what you said. And I was just like, my stomach kind of dropped, like, oh, shit. And she was like, I just want you to know I'm not mad. I think it was a beautiful album, and I think the way you, like, delivered it was, like, great. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, our relationship's just been different because, like, it was rocky.
I think you got a chance.
So that's probably like that's probably like my best moment, and
it's like 1A, 1B.
Yeah, it's like 1A and 1B. You know what I'm saying?
That for me, right? Because I remember hearing rough drafts of these songs and all of that, and being one of them niggas who has the tumultuous relationship with his baby mother, being like, hey, bro, like, my kid's a little older, been down these roads before, I don't know. Like, I love the song, but I don't know where this is going to go, just in case you're not aware. But to see how that went and it, like, be around through y'all's relation, like all of those things. I was hoping that was a moment you was gonna speak on, but I wasn't gonna force it into your top 3.
Yeah, nah, it's definitely like I said, it's super important. Like my son's mother is gonna be at History in the Making tomorrow.
That's
what
hard.
I'm saying, and like we went from not being able to, like, I couldn't see her name on the caller ID without feeling a certain way, to now being in the same space, to now growing to a point. And it's like, I think, one, I have to like show my respect for the space she's in and the growth she's went through, because I see that. But two, the music definitely helped, because I feel like since then, and since she was able to hear me in a different light versus us trying to like express ourselves yelling and talking, it was like, oh, I'm listening to this man and what he's saying and how he feel, and he's not attacking me, and he's not this. He's just saying how he feel. And Mona spanked the vocals, and
It was
I spanked the lyric. It was just like perfectly executed. Like, how could you really be? You could be, but like, why? Because you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I just commend the whole situation. I'm just happy in the space we're in now, because it's at the end of the day, and this, it's really about your child and what your responsibility. So when you get to a space like that, and like, I'm happy. I can't wait to share this story more and more, because some people just talk about their problems with their child's mother or father, and they keep it there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to share this story about growth and
be trying to work
how
forward.
the album helped grow the space we're in. You know what I'm saying? Because I really can't complain as of lately. Like, as from that moment on, yeah, of course you still
not gonna agree on everything.
Yeah, you're not gonna agree on everything, but that's just a people thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just the space we're in now is like, okay, we
could do this.
We going the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a favorite Godfather moment of mine.
But I gotta write a song, because my shit ain't right. We gonna get the fuck up out of here. I might need a beat from you though.
So I need a beat from you, crazy.
I need a track, because I might gotta write some shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. This has been the GemCast episode 3, 50. Is anything you want to leave the people with, my brother?
Hey, man.
See y'all tomorrow.
Drop 50 every day, man.
50.
You know what I'm saying? When you get up in the morning, don't let the day take you. You take the day.
It's your day for a reason. I say that to people all the time.
And just because a day start a certain way or things go a certain way, it don't mean that it gotta end that way. You take the day, you move the day, and you drop 50. If you in the game, which we are, every day we wake up, it's a new game. It's a new set of quarters. Drop 50 points on them, and in my case, drop 50 points and assists. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we doing over here, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. This is episode 3 of GemCast. Who knows what we gonna do the next one, because we do it when we want. That's how it is. Busy. Tap in tomorrow. Last thing I want to say. Last thing I want to say.
The last.
This is an all women's event tomorrow.
I want to see men.
Fellas, our women, because they're out. They belong to us. Our women.
The women of our culture.
The women of our culture, our life, support us in everything we do. It could be super macho, masculine, anything. Like, women are there to support us all the time in spaces where it isn't necessarily always welcoming to them. They hear songs and words that isn't necessarily uplifting them, and they still there for us. I need the fellas out tomorrow, and I need them to see that.
And epic numbers.
That's it. I need them to see that when they do something, we're there to support. And we're going to pledge also, too. This is not just a Women's History Month thing. Like, and people know this about me. I've done all women lineups in a lot of different situations and settings. So, like, this is something I pledge to want to do way more than just in the month of March. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I need everybody to be out there tomorrow to support Keisha, to support Yoko McDuggan, to support Leakwee, Paris, Solo, to support every, you know, we got Nye in there with the clothing line. We got Monica in there with her cookie business that she started with her mother and her daughter. You know what I'm saying? Generations of women support each other. We need everybody in the building to support them and pour life into them to when they move on to do other things, whether that's open gym again or anything they doing in their life. We need them to leave feeling empowered. That's what tomorrow's about, empowerment.
Fulfilled, yeah.
So we hope everybody's there. Turn up.
With that being said, I feel like we should exit this way.
Okay. I'm with it. Yes. Shout out Shay Noah.
We see you. We see y'all tomorrow at Songbird.
Let's get it.
Having visions of pistols blazing the Wild West, whiskey drinking and foul breath. 10 paces and blow your friends' faces all on that gal's dress. Quick draw ransom is what they call them. Your boys in the bar drinking. I grip 4 handguns before you call them. Get drinking and tumbleweeds when these vermin get under siege. I come to squeeze, and if they father's a coward, the sons can bleed. I'm around death. I ain't on par with these fake rappers. I'm a cancer to niggas on stage for the pictures and sound checks. 8 of the baddest apple blades in the tabernacle. Had to ask you, not a question. Put dents in your atoms.
First of all, we live.
Plus the force of the rock and the baddest grapple. Had them baffled with the aura of Jesus when at the chapel. You don't know pain, no fear, dope game, no tears, cocaine, Rogaine. Nigga, we just tryna grow here. Yeah, I'm as cold as Alaska. You don't wanna go there. And oh yeah, you fucking with us, you ain't got no
What's
crib.
your hoes think? I'm like Manute Bowl in the paint. I'm too cool. I shoot you while holding my drink. Expose what you ain't. Fuck your bank rolls. Put you in a wheelchair, you have to roll to the bank. Nigga, I rose in the ranks. Why you act funny with your bros, but to them hoes you a saint? So I'ma put holes in your tank. Nigga, I'm institutionalized. I came home with a shank. You're not gangster, you just act dangerous. And your hoes from Craigslist and back pages. I stack paper, you sack chasing. I put your family inside a bag like they potato sack racing. I hopped out the coop with bitches. Got 2 hoes splitting my pole, and no, I'm not superstitious. I'm swimming in a pool of riches forever, and my shooters stick together like a school of fishes.
When I wanna eat dinner with a gun, my pointer finger making love to the trigger. Yeah, deep thinker. I ain't learned these skills at Harvard. Born a legend, hip hop birthed me. I'm Illmatic's daughter. Niggas think they free 'cause they engaged by the wrist. Fuck the amount of money you made if you ain't making no sense. All that frontin' only made you a bitch, and all that testing the waters only made you a fish. I could smell when a Judas near, that's when I shoot the clear. Got it out the mud, I used the stairs. I had a student's hair being natural, I made it cool to wear to how they do their hair, yeah. Look, shape of the queen, the truth is here. You still broke? 'Cause you niggas like to talk more than listen. Wasting time and talent, it's gon' cost more to spend it. I think different. I want my money to come legit, 99 problems. I'm trying to get to that 1%. My mind like a Rubik, spend time as a student, just providing the blueprint, motivation to inspire the new kids. I had the touch of a Midas with music. My time is elusive. I spend my free time sipping wine at a roof, Chris. Start my career when I moved to the falls. And never stack your money with no plans of losing it all. Getting rich without school or a job. Jewels in the hands of a fool get wasted 'cause they using them wrong.
Get the fuck off that punk smooth shit, man.
First of all, we live.
Like, I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving.